You can't eat here. A couple says discrimination came at them from an area Waffle House. They say they had to take their meals to go, all while watching other customers get to dine in. The two say there's only one reason why, but the restaurant chain says there's more to this.
News 4 investigator Lauren Traeger has the story you're only seeing here tonight.
You didn't say nothing to them when they came in here and sat down.
On camera, you can hear the frustration.
We asked you, can we sit down? And you told us you only taking to-go order.
Felt by Jamesia Bennett and her wife, Camry.
It was really degrading and humiliating.
The couple says back in May, they spent a nice day at Hollywood Casino, then decided to grab dinner at the Waffle House not far away.
Before we can even get in the door, the employee goes, you can only order to-go orders, no dine-in. We're not taking dine-ins.
At first, they thought nothing of it. COVID, after all. So they said what they wanted and hung around to wait for their to-go order. But then
a older white Caucasian guy walks through the door, and he asked the same employee that we asked, are y'all doing dine-in? And she kind of looks at us and kind of pauses, I guess to see if we're paying attention or whatever. And so she looked at him and goes like, yes, you can dine in.
We sitting there looking at each other like, you gonna let them sit down and a cup of coffee?
Then they started taking video as another group also sat down.
I was in shock. Like, she approached her, she got up before I did, because I was still sitting there like, is this really happening?
The server seeming exasperated.
I'm the only server here and I'm trying to catch up from our last shift and stuff like that. So I have my own reasons for telling you guys this.
But the Bennetts say at no point did anyone offer to let them sit down to eat after all.
I felt like I was begging to, like, why won't you let me sit here, like,
And eat as I'm paying, as the other customers are paying.
They feel there was only one reason they were turned away.
race. No other reason.
Their attorney, Lynette Petruska, says they've got a lot of questions.
Is this an isolated incident with an isolated server who did something wrong? Or does Waffle House have a systematic policy of trying to send a subtle message that African-American customers aren't welcome?
But they say they received few answers from Waffle House and no sincere apologies until we stepped in.
We really are deeply sorry that we have two customers who had a bad experience with us and left feeling very unappreciated.
Vice president of the company and Jerry Boss says they did an investigation into the situation.
Out of that investigation, we believe what we found was very poor customer service that was rendered by a very young, inexperienced, and flustered server.
But she denies there was any racial motivation.
Earlier in the shift, in both of the shifts, we have video of her serving no problem customers of various diverse backgrounds, including Black customers, white customers, with no issue.
She says pandemic-related staffing shortages have made normal operations more difficult, but she says the company works hard to train its employees on best customer service standards. Overall, saying the company takes discrimination very seriously.
I know it can't take away the hurt that these customers felt and still feel, but we hope that it goes a long way in helping them to understand that that's not who we are. That's not what our brand stands for.
You said you let him sit down. Why? And why not us?
The Bennetts, though, say they just don't want others to feel as they did,
I was humiliated.
hoping it never happens again.
I just want to make sure that it doesn't happen to anyone else. Nobody else goes through this.
The vice president for Waffle House tells me the server voluntarily resigned and notes that the manager of that particular Waffle House is African American. She offered the Bennetts to meet with their CEO about their experience, and she says they are hoping to make it right. I'm Lauren Traeger, News 4 Investigates.